Don't sit down on the plexiglass toilet seat. You ever heard that? Probably not, because it's a hidden track on an album put out by Styx, 1973. I can't say it's one of my favorites, but I was intrigued by that track, Don't Sit Down on the Toilet Seat. And it actually mentions a little boy who is worried about the toilet seat because his, quote, banana may get crushed when the toilet seat falls down. Why am I remembering this silliness? Because this is the age of COVID-19, but it's also the age of plexiglass. You go into a store, you go into a restaurant, you go to a bank, you'll see plexiglass panels. Plexiglass, interesting material. It was first developed in the 1930s, simultaneously in England and in Germany. Although, believe it or not, there was a contribution by McGill. William Chalmers was a McGill chemist who found a way to produce methyl methacrylate, which is the material from which plexiglass is eventually made. During the war, all kinds of uses for plexiglass. It was used for periscopes and submarines. It was used on canopies on airplanes. That was interesting, because whenever a bullet hit one of those canopies, it might shatter, but not like glass. It would produce little slivers, and if those got into the eye, it didn't produce inflammation the way that glass did. And you know what that gave rise to, believe it or not? The first implanted lenses after cataract surgery. So that also goes back to the war, development of plexiglass. Well, today, of course, plexiglass is used all over the place. The glass around hockey rinks, that really is not glass, that is plexiglass. And it is still used in toilet seats. In fact, one of the most interesting toilet seats is in Japan, where the seat itself is surrounded by an aquarium. You know, this is in a cafe, and there are tropical fish swimming all over the place around you when you answer nature's call. I know that the panels are made of acrylic. Acrylic is the name for plexiglass, the general name. I'm not sure the seat is made of plexiglass, but it very much could be, because it's common to find acrylic toilet seats. And these days, of course, you can find the acrylic toilet seats that close very slowly. So little boys who are being trained to pee in the toilet don't have to worry about these crush injuries. And those crush injuries are legendary. This is not a joke. Between about 2000 and 2008, records were kept, and there were about 9,000 penile crush injuries. Little boys, because the toilet seat just slammed down on rather significant part of their anatomy. So that's the story of plexiglass. Next time you go to the store, supermarket, bank, you see those panels, you can think back to some of the history and some of the interesting uses of plexiglass. So let me just leave you with this one. This is one of my favorites. It's plexiglass. What is it? Well, it is a bagel cutter. And it has a nice slot down the middle. You get perfect cut bagels. So plexiglass really adds a lot of luster to our life.